Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. It has been blowing over 20 and worse than that all day, so couldn't get out on the water. But the wind speed is supposed to drop much later tonight, way below 20 miles per hour. It's going to get all the way down to 11 and 10. So we are going to bang out some Ital, power up the hood machine, get to bed early, wake up, really early, and get out there and hit a cat spot. But until then, let's bang out this Ital. Ital is vital for short, and Ital is basically Jamaican vegan food, right? Think vegan soul food. So I'm not following a recipe. This is not a specific dish that I'm making. This is all from intuition. This is how I like to cook. Intuitive intuition. But we got to build a foundation first before we cook anything. Come on. Get those ends off to the side. Celery is going to be a part of that foundation. We're just going to, each stalk, 2 stalks, right? Down the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then it's like chop, 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 right? Something like that right there. You see that? Let's toggle you down. Check it out. Don't have to be small. Don't have to be big. Just about like what I'm doing. And here we go. Into the foundation bowl. All of it. Building that foundation. I'm going to wash these, but first I'm trimming them up. Get that little bit that I missed. Alright, so we're going to turn this around. As you can see, these green onions have been in the fridge a bit long. See the ends here, how they're wilted. Instead of doing this individually, we're just going to pick a spot and bam, cut that wilt off. Anything down here that's gone sour or bad, just peel off, just like so. And now we're going to wash it because we need a clean foundation. All washed. Now it needs to get all chopped. Doesn't have to be small, doesn't have to be fine. It's kind of nice when you're eating to have a nice size piece of green onion still surviving in there. And it will still build a good foundation even though it's not super fine. All in the foundation bowl. I was thinking about explaining what vegan food is, but I think most people know what that is these days, right? Vegetarian food without any animal byproducts at all. Best if you can go fully organic. Of course, I'm not. Some of the things we're using are, but most of them are not, just because of availability and price as well. But availability is a big thing here. Not everything is available in the organic version. Get that sticker off. I can't stand stickers on vegetables. Everything is about chopped to the same size relatively. We're going to start with strips and turn them around, bunch them up, and just have at it, Hoss. Not actually using whole peppers. We're going to use 3 peppers, but half of each. And damn it, so we got a half a red, half a green, and then a yellow's coming next. They're not necessarily cheap. I can make this meal with just the amount and then have pepper for later, for another meal tomorrow perhaps. Same thing, bunch it up and chop, chop, chop. All to the foundation bowl. Ital is basically Rasta food, and that's what we're making. Oh, we're getting pretty high, up into the higher heights of the bowl there. This is the last thing for the chopping block here, for the foundation anyway. Garlic. You're gonna break it up and, yep, chop it up. Basically, the whole head, the whole bulb. I'm just going to chop. I think actually what I'll do is I'll cut each bulb because they're so big down the middle, and then chop. In the foundation bowl. Earlier, I made some Boca burgers for myself and decided just to leave it. It hadn't been there long. This is just some leftover sesame oil. We're going to add some olive oil to that, just a little bit. Lots of flavor already in the pan. I'm going to get that hot. And if you think this makes it non-vegan because I had burgers cooking in there, Boca burgers are vegetarian burgers. Vegan, actually. Woo! Almost filling it up. Come on. Ah, there we go. We're just going to let that cook a little bit before we do anything else. Occasionally I'll do this. I want it to cook down just a little bit before I add more, because this is not a complete foundation here. This is just the beginning of it. I've got it almost on a high heat right now just to get it going. I'm going to have to watch that. I probably will drop it back eventually, but for the moment we're in good territory. Keep it covered. It's looking good. What's going to happen as it cooks, it's going to shrink a little bit. It's not going to look like the same amount that I put in there. I'm going to cheat just a little bit. Not going to add meat, not going to add butter or anything like that. We're going to add this. This is vegetable magic. The reason why I feel safe in adding this, because I don't like to put processed stuff in dishes like this, in Ital or any vegan food I make. This only has salt, onion, spices. I don't know what that means, but that's it. Salt, onion, spices, and garlic. This will basically be about the only salt that I will add. I'm doing this to what I think my flavor is. Needs a little bit of salt, right? That'll just give it a little bit of a kick. The main thing I want to avoid with putting processed spices and stuff in there is MSG, and there's no MSG in that one, so that's good. That looks good. It smells good. It's got that smoky flavor from being in that skillet a while, and some of it's getting browned. I am ready to continue on with building my foundation. Over here we have black eyed peas. They're frozen. Now, some people might think that buying black eyed peas out of the freezer section means they're already cooked. They're not really. So they're going to take a while, right? Going to get them in there. That's a part of the foundation. That's a big part of the foundation right there. They're going to thaw as they cook. We're going to go ahead and complete this foundation. Organic vegetable broth. We're going to put what's left of that in there and put that to the side, because that is garbage now. This is a fresh one. We want a good amount of stock in there. The black eyed peas are the heart, and everything else is just going to add to the stock. It's going to take a good while before the black eyed peas are soft. We want a good amount in there because it's going to reduce as it's cooking. So we don't want it to have just a little bit of broth, because it'll reduce, stick, and burn. We want enough to do the whole hour. Yeah, an hour. Get some of these frozen clumps broken up. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You just punch at them with the spatula. I'm using a wooden spatula because metal utensils in this particular skillet, this particular frying pan, saucepan, will scratch it and make it garbage. At this point, I'm going to add fresh herbs. This is thyme. I'm just going to throw a couple of bunches in like this. Not going to cut it up because I do not like ending up chewing on these little twigs, and I want the twigs in there. And here, that is enough. If you keep it like this, it'll flavor everything, but then you can pull it to the side without accidentally, having to pick it out like fish bones. This is rosemary, and we can be a little different with this. At the heart of this is a twig, but what we're going to do is we're just going to pull down, take the leaves off like that, and then whatever leaves are left up here, pluck off. And I'll do that with the rest of the rosemary bunches I've chose to put in here, which is just this big long one. It's going to be nice All right, we got a nice little pile going here. We're just gonna bunch it up like that and chop. Kind of fine. Kind of fine. Just doesn't really matter. You could just throw it in there without chopping it, but I feel that if you chop it up pretty good, it disperses the flavor a lot better into the food. Get that worked into that foundation pretty good. We're not done. We're not done. Got some bay leaves here. I'm gonna throw a bit in there, maybe a little bit more. Now we're done. That foundation is built. Now it's got to cook. So I've got that on a high heat now just to bring it back up to a rapid boil. And once it gets to that, I'll drop it down to a simmer, and I'm gonna literally just let it simmer for an hour. I'm gonna keep coming in here and looking at it, make sure it's all right. But those peas need a good hour of simmering. An hour gives me plenty of time to clean up my mess and get ready for the next step, because there's more going in that. That's just the foundation. That's just the beginning. Yeah, you're right. So it's still early, not even sunset out there, right? I started at 5. Sunset is really close to us, but we should have this ready to go and eaten way early, and I can get to bed and get up, because I may just get a few hours of sleep, but there's a window of opportunity before the wind comes back up tomorrow, and we got to hit it. It's been about 20 minutes. We're going to give it a bit of a stir. It has 40 minutes or more to go. It's nowhere near being ready. However, I am ready to do my next level of prep. Here we have a washed sweet potato, quite the sizable one. We're going to cut the ends off, put those to the side. I'm going to cut that end right there. There we go. Real quick, I'm going to peel this. Oh, almost lost it. I don't want like small chunks. We're going to end up with 4 big chunks. Need a bigger knife. Not cooking them with the foundation, separate, but not even ready yet to cook. However, I am ready just to continue with the prep. These are collards. These all have to be individually washed, so it's good that we have plenty of time. I'm going to cut the stalks on these. I don't really like the stalks. The stalk does keep going up, but I prefer the upper part of the stalk, not the lower part. Just put those off to the side. Could even save those for a stalk in the future. Now we're just going to bunch this up. Run cuts like this. This will make like really long strips. So what I want to do is, once I get through all of this, and we're through it, we're going to go like this. We can kind of bunch it up again. Ooh, it's coming apart. We're just haphazardly chopping it, really. It'll be all good. It's all going to the same place. There's a coonhound making sure I don't have an immense amount of floor garbage. We're going to put all of this to the side because we are not ready to add it quite yet. But we want to be ready when the time is. We're coming up on an hour, so it's time to get this going. All right, I've already tasted the peas. They are ready. It's been an hour. They're nice and soft where I want them. You could add the collards in earlier if you like. Some people prefer to stew their collards for a good while. I'm not one of those people. I only will stew them for about maybe 20 minutes. That's long enough for me. I feel if I stew them a long time, I'm just cooking a lot of nutrients out. And this is my meal complete. Sweet potatoes and collards. This is the fuel I need. However, if I cook this for 30 or 45 minutes more, it's not going to be much of a fuel now, is it? These collards are pretty much just going to steam. Oh, look, I wanted to show you this. Let's go ahead and get this out because it's done its job. Look at that. Let's get some of that off there. That's what's left of the thyme. All the leaves are off it. 20 minutes later, the collards are looking great. They're to my liking. Sweet potatoes are ready too. First I need to strain them. Nice and easy. They're soft. I don't want them necessarily breaking apart too much. There we go. First thing. Get a big old chunk of sweet potato, kind of break it up just a little bit. About like that. Looks awesome. Let me tell you, the house smells awesome too right now. I know you're asking a lot of questions. No, I am not a vegan. I am not a vegetarian. However, there is a lot of meat that I've cut out of my diet, and a lot of times during the week I'm eating stuff like this. Hot. I could have let it cool down a little bit, but it is tasty. It's really good. Eat like this at least a few times a week. You'll live longer. You'll be healthy. You'll have more energy. Yeah. I also know you're asking this. No, I am not a Rasta. However, I'm fairly Rasta adjacent. I did have dreads at one point, and at one point I will have them again. Oh, wow. I saw a comment that I found kind of annoying, but I saw it was earlier by John Good. Asked me if I'm just too lazy to shave. Yeah, I don't like shaving. If you read your Bible, if you read Leviticus, you'll see that it says, "Thou shalt not take the knife to the skin." However, I just like having a beard, and I have no problem letting it go. I keep it tamed, keep it like this, keep it trimmed right here on the sideburns because I don't need man chops. Keep my neck shaved. So yeah, I'm not too lazy to shave. I manscape quite often in the month. I got some other parts that are shaved. No, I don't. I'm not gonna tell that joke. I had a joke ready for you, but it's uncalled for, and I don't have anything shaved. Yeah, it's just this that I shave in the back of the neck. But yeah, when people are like, want to like throw me under the bus because I have a big beard, you know, like say that I'm lazy, I'm like, yeah, I'm not lazy. I just like the beard. And you don't know. Some of you do, but some of you don't. It takes a lot of effort to have your beard looking nice. And some people are like, oh, but yours doesn't look nice. You just let it go. No, I let it go long, but I keep it trimmed to where the sides are kind of riding high. I keep the neck trimmed and shaved, and keep the sides mellow. I've already said this. So yeah, some beards are, some people, sure, lazy, they don't want to shave. Maybe I don't like to shave, but I certainly like keeping my beard tame and long and looking good. I actually shampoo and condition my beard. So how dare you call me lazy? This is awesome. Yeah. This is what it takes to power the hood machine. Wow. Vegan food doesn't have to be like bird food or some of that pre-made stuff that you can buy out of the freezer section. You can make really awesome vegan soul food. Look into it. Knock some out. Make some people happy in your life. Make yourself happy. Alright guys, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I will see you next time.